Hi guys, welcome back. Today I'll be doing my official 7 in 7 featuring Xavier of Xavier's Bonsai Retreat, who's very kindly sent me some videos and questions. So let's shoot on over to Xavier and crack on, shall we?
Hiya Dan, of the Bonsai project in sunny Cornwall. Really stoked that you've asked me to do these questions for you, and I'm more than happy to do this for anyone. But Cornwall has a special place in my heart, especially hail. But anyway, I suppose you want me to go on with the questions, don't you? So let's put this ash away. I must say, before I ask the first question, I just re-watched your rooted cuttings video, and I do like that little rosemary, and I'll be intrigued to see whether you give us an update on that in this top 7. Definitely you need to make a bonsai of it. Now that first question, it's pretty straightforward. Who are you, and where are you from? And bearing in mind, when I said hello, I already said the answers to that. I suppose what I was aiming for with those questions is to try and give a sense of flavour of who you are to all those subscribers who want to watch. And so more than just name and address, but a bit about you, or as much as you're willing to pass on, because we're all pretty nosy, you know, out here in subscriber land. So go on then, tell me who you are and where you're from.
Well, as Xavier said, my name's Dan. I'm 36 years old and I live in sunny Cornwall on the north coast, which is just beautiful. I'm originally from Birmingham. I've been here for about 30 years nearly.
One of the questions that a lot of people might be interested in: how did you start?
Well, I've always been a keen gardener since I was a child, and had a mild interest in bonsai trees, but never really kind of delved into it until last May. I did my back in and I've not been able to work since then, so I've had quite a lot of time on my hands, and I just happened to cross one of Jonas's of Bonsai Cornwall, one of his videos, and yeah, I watched a lot of his stuff and then thought to myself, I might as well give it a go.
Fancy telling us what your first bonsai was, or perhaps even your first bonsai project?
So my first actual project was an orange dream maple that I bought from B&M. It was probably 3 foot tall when I bought it. I chopped it right back. I tried to do a grafting on it. I put it in a smaller pot. I literally did everything on it, not knowing what I was doing, of course.
And I suppose we all love Japanese maple or trident maples, but you know, I've told you that my favourite is the Japanese larch, which is actually now it's going to be the oak. But Dan, what's your favourite tree and why?
Well, I actually lied to you all on my practice run. My favourite tree at the moment is the triple trunk oak that I was gifted by Jonas at Bonsai Cornwall. When the new leaves in spring came out, I think they lasted 3 weeks before they got obliterated by mites. So I repotted it in some fresh soil, and the buds came back fairly quickly and opened out really nicely. I'll put it up here and show you. Yeah, it's turned out to be quite a nice looking little tree. I've got some plans for the future with some of the new branches that are coming out. I'm going to bring them around a little bit. So yeah, that's my favourite at the moment.
Of course, the other thing that we're all a bit ashamed and embarrassed about is talking about our worst trees and our worst mistakes. But bonsai is all about learning, and the way we learn is clearly through our mistakes. So, what is your worst tree, and why? And we're not necessarily talking about the dead trees. We all have those, but something you look at and you go either, I have got no idea what to do with it, or it's an unusual shape, or everyone around you turns around and says, that's a really bad tree. Anyway, what's your view?
Well, like I say, Xavier, everybody has dead trees, and I've certainly had quite a few of those over the last 9-12 months. You know, but I have got quite a few trees that I look at and I've got no idea what I'm going to do with them, but you know, I think one in particular is this hawthorn. It's just got 2 bits of growth coming from the top of it, I've got no idea what to do with it. I'm in two minds whether to wire the two branches down or whether to just leave them to grow and do something with it next year. Let me know what you think.
Now, bonsai isn't about money, and we've all got different financial responsibilities and priorities. And I did ask the question originally, what's the most people have paid for a bonsai? And that isn't truly the important thing. But hey, I'm always curious how much people pay for trees. So if you're up to it, Dan, fancy telling us what your most expensive tree is?
Well, like I said in my 5 and 5, my most expensive tree was probably only about £26, I think it was £26, and it was the rainbow eucalyptus. I'm kind of obsessed with this tree. I love it, and unfortunately I don't think it's going to grow here because of the wind. I have, however, put a hold on a few trees from Jonas at Bonsai Cornwall, which hopefully I'll be getting next week. That's roughly about the same price. As you say, you know, finances are different for everybody. But yeah, so I'm probably never going to spend more than about £25 on a tree.
Anyway, Dan, I do appreciate you taking the time to answer those questions, and I look forward to seeing your channel develop and, more importantly, your bonsai to flourish. But I'm going to be a bit naughty and ask you a couple more questions, because you started a YouTube channel. Now, I know how I felt starting a YouTube channel, but I had, to be fair, the best part of 600 trees already, and at least 20 years of experience of butchering those trees. So my biggest hurdle was actually doing all the mechanics of the YouTube channel itself. So why did you feel that you could set up a YouTube channel? What was it you were looking to get from it?
Well, after watching a lot of Jonas's videos and subscribing to him last year, obviously the algorithm has recommended me a lot more bonsai YouTubers. So I have been watching people like yourself, Tony at Tony's Bonsai, Andy at Bonsai Crazy, and Jason in the Bonsai Garden. Those are the main people that I started to watch, and I realised that there's such a lovely community of creators here, and I just thought I want a piece of that. Also, I've learned a lot from watching you guys, and I just thought I would document it, my journey from not knowing a thing about bonsai to, you know, seeing how my experience progresses over the years.
Now, I found a lot of things with YouTube really difficult, but pretty rubbish, to be fair. But what about you? What do you reckon is the hardest thing with doing a YouTube channel on bonsai?
Well, Xavier, that's a very good question. I think the hardest thing about YouTube for me personally, starting from scratch, is I haven't really got anything to show. I haven't really got any great content. It's basically just watching seedlings grow and me adding a little bit of wire to things. So it's a proper from scratch kind of channel. You know, just finding stuff that people would be interested in and trying to keep up with the content every week, or, you know, posting every other day. Yeah, it can be quite frustrating when you look around your garden and, you know, you think people aren't going to be interested in that, or no one's going to want to watch that. But you've just got to go for it, I think.
Well, what can I say? Love listening to your answers, and I'm sure subscribers will too. I'm definitely going to post this in my top 7 playlist, so anyone who hasn't seen or heard of that, I'm sure Dan will put the link in there. But there's loads. You've got Nigel Saunders, you've got Aussie Bonsai Bloke, you've got Tony of Tony's Bonsai, Jason Hanran, Notion Bonsai. Oh, there's a whole load. There's 20 or 30 people now who've taken part in this challenge. I don't know. So I'm so glad you've joined the ranks, and I wish you the best of luck with your bonsai, and I look forward to seeing more of your stuff, especially that sumac. Anyway, over to you, I suppose. It's your channel.
Just before we go, Xavier, here's an update on that rosemary that you asked for. There we go, guys. That's my official 7 in 7. I hope you enjoyed that. I'd just like to say a big thank you to Xavier of the Bonsai Retreat for agreeing to help me with the questions. I'd also like to say a big thank you to Jonas of Bonsai Cornwall, Gavin at Not Another Bonsai Channel, Jason Hanrahan of the Bonsai Garden, Andy at Bonsai Crazy, Tony at Tony's Bonsai, and yourself, Xavier, for the knowledge that I've gained from watching all of your videos and the inspiration. And yeah, I hope we can all keep in touch, and I look forward to watching more and learning more. So yeah, that's it. Thanks again, and see you in the next one.